All right, all right, all right. Again, if anybody could just basically just retweet the room, repost the room, whatever we're calling it nowadays, right? So, all right. So what we're gonna do is we're going to get an exciting project up. Yo Charles is in the building. I'd like to say that he is here to represent the blocks. He is not a developer. He is a community member, a very well known community member in the blocks community. Basically, you could think of him the same as me here with Maine, right? I'm here to help Scott. Hold these AMAs and answer community questions, things like that. Basically, Yo Charles is to blocks what I am to Maine. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna, like always, we're gonna just have the project come up. We're going to give an overview of what the project is and what the project does. And basically, Yo Charles, like I said, he is not the developer of the project. So I just want to make that clear. If there are questions that need to be asked, you can drop them there in the chat on the space and we'll get to them. And if Yo Charles does not know the answer, I'm sure we can find somebody that he is well connected to that does know the answer as far as the question is concerned. The way I like to get things started, if this is your first time in the Lion's Den, again, I'd like to welcome you. Just give a brief overview, some fun facts about Maine itself. Maine was launched September the 22nd. We did a small pre sale of only 30 ETH over there on Pink Sale. I'm proud to say also, too, that the pre-sale sold out in 9 freaking seconds, boys and girls. Starting market cap was at 72,000. As of right now, we have burnt over 30% of the supply, and a majority of that has been bought back and burnt. If you're new to the space, buying back and burning is definitely more of a plus than just burning the supply by itself. Adds value to the charts when we buy back and burn. So, with that being said, yo Charles, how you doing, brother?
Bro, I'm doing amazing. I appreciate the Lions Den in Maine having us come up and discuss, what we're up to. And yo, it's going to be a great day. Today is my son's 13th birthday, and we're gonna have an awesome day. We also have a lot of great stuff coming up with the project, and I couldn't be more excited to be a guest on the show, man. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely, yo, Charles. And just in case, yo, Charles, like I was mentioning him before, now, he actually has a space. You got to give credit where credit's due. He shows up and shows out every single day. Has his space, lunchtime with friends. I believe that is around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. Isn't that correct, yo, Charles?
Yep, every day, same time, same place, lunchtime with friends, 1 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
Absolutely. My thing is, it's all about dedication, man. Like, you got guys that do spaces here and there, but it takes a special person, to show up every single day and put on the show, whether rain or shine, and just provide value to the community. And that's basically what Maine's all about as well, right? If you've been in the Lions Den before, then you know that we welcome all communities over in our TG, which is kind of outside of the norm, I'd like to say. When TGs are concerned, you really don't have too many, TGs that allow you to come in and talk about projects and things like that. But that is absolutely welcomed in the main Telegram. So just for future reference, in case you guys want to join, everybody's welcome there. So now let's get down into the nitty gritty and things like that. So tell me, now blocks, as far as blocks is concerned, it didn't start out as blocks, right? It started out as something else which involved into blocks. So you just want to give me a brief overview of that really quick?
Yes, so the project it was founded by Brutus Leviathan, the Megalodon, and he searched for over 6 months to find the right development team who had the same type of outlook on what they were looking to do, which was definitely make an impact, and they were not necessarily money motivated. They wanted to actually like provide value and make a difference in Web3 and in DeFi trading, and yeah, it started off as a meme coin, but no intentions of staying that way. And our meme coin actually was called. It was part of that long name meta that was popular over the summer. We were Harry Potter, Obama, Pac-Man, 8 Inu, and it was very memeable. With the potential of virality and all that. And they had vision of a meme ecosystem, so like a complete ecosystem within the meme spectrum that would have, the token, which our ticker was XRP. We also had one of the most successful NFT launches of the year, the Blips, which minted out also in just minutes. I believe it was 2 or 3 minutes, completely minted out, with a rare collection of 1888 Blips. That's my PFP. And then we also had, the vision of this trading dashboard, which was going to be AI driven, which was going to give, like it was basically supposed to democratize, like these advanced and sophisticated features to be available to everybody trading to make it an equal playing field. And so yeah, so we've since migrated, and now we're Blocks, and Blocks AI is our platform, which was just recently released. We still have the Blips Ether, which is still part of that system, and it's really exciting. So we have the token, the NFT collection, and now a trading full comprehensive trading dashboard that's being rolled out in phases.
Yeah, that's amazing, bro. Like I said, I don't know if I've said this already, but I haven't been excited about a project as much as I am with Blocks and what it can do. And you guys will soon find out a little bit more why I'm so excited about this. Ever since welcome Scott, he's got something going on in the background, but he came up to hang out with us. Scott, if anybody's new here, Scott is actually the owner of and the creator of the main token. So welcome to him. So we're glad to have him up here as always. My guy, top guy in the space, OG. But yeah, back to Blocks, right? So I'm excited. I haven't been this excited about another project since Scott launched Maine back in September. They've got just so many things going on, and they are really, really, really aiming to change the space. Their swap already is actually live. Made transactions on it already, works flawlessly, smooth as can be, right? Joe Charles actually has done several swaps live on his space, and compared the gas fees to Uniswap versus Blocks, and Blocks is winning every single freaking time, as far as I'm concerned. Who doesn't want to save money? I like to say money saved is money earned, as far as I'm concerned. So that is extremely exciting, and the tech is out. Like I said, the swap is out already. But what I want to get into, here coming up, is something that they're referring to an AI snipe bot, right? Now, this is also, there's different versions of these. I mean, we've all been around some of the well-known ones is Banana Gun, different things like that. These are, Telegram bots that have been created by other developers and things like that. But Blocks is actually going to have this is where I was basically sold to, is a desktop version of this bot, and it's going to be just insane. Now I'll let Yo Charles, if you can, just go into a little bit about, maybe give a little meat and potatoes about the bot itself, what it can do, and what it plans on doing, and when it's released, and things like that.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. So yeah, the whole entire concept of this is to, bring um, you know, DeFi trading to a completely new demographic. Those desktop traders, that might be into Forex or different derivatives or whatever. And it's supposed to, give it people that haven't yet entered the space because they're apprehensive of, security measures, or just having to use, a social media platform like Telegram to go on and deploy funds to trade. So there's lots of different features. Obviously, we mentioned the DEX, and there is a swap. It is transacting faster than any other swap on the industry, over 80% of the time. I believe it's like 81 point something percent of the time faster. So, speed is the name of the game. And then next in queue is the AI trading mechanism. So that basically, there's going to be a manual as well as an automated trading feature. So with automated trading, you can set parameters on, taxes, market cap, and things like that. There's actually an early call screener that sifts through like 80 to 90%. Well, it sifts through all of them, but it basically eliminates 80 to 90% of new live pairs, and basically gives you a short list of projects. So basically, if you're doing your homework and you have a 900 or 1,000 live pairs in one day, that can be really overwhelming. So this eliminates 80 to 90% of what I like to call the garbage and gives you a short list. And with automated trading, you can basically set it and forget it. And you can, as long as it meets your requirements from the settings that you've input, it will actually buy in, to the projects. And then obviously in terms of sniping, which is the next feature after AI, similar to Banana Gun Bot or Unibot or Maestro, it's going to be able to give you a sniping mechanism, which is a lot more safe, secure, private, and faster than the competition. And I think privacy and security are the concern of a lot of people that are using, these Telegram bots. So after that, there's going to be staking. So the whole entire, like thing with this, the reason why it pulled me in is because it's very community centric and it definitely benefits the holders of the blocks tokens and the blips in a big way, because even though the fee is competitive, there still is a small fee. It's 1%, which is basically either industry standard or lower than all of these other platforms. And it comes back to the community. So that money, that's made from the people that are swapping, sniping, and AI trading comes back to people who wish to stake their tokens or their blips, on the platform. So I mean, and then there's so much more down the road. I mean, we're talking about, we're going multi-chain. Solana is going to be the first in line because they're having their own mini bull run and things like that. So anybody who's looking, to save money, have get in faster, have their funds secured and private transactions. We're trying to give that to all people, and certainly not just on a mobile version, which is available, but also on a desktop version. And I've seen some of the entries because this has been live on chain, and like these entries that they're getting in, you're talking sub 10K, on a regular basis. So, if you're getting into a project at $5,000 when everyone else is getting in at 50, you're already 10 times, your investment. So that is pretty profound. And, speed is the name of the game, but speed doesn't matter if your transaction and your funds are not safe, secured, and for a lot of people, privacy. So that's kind of like in a nutshell. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but just the benefits and features give the community a cutting edge, over a lot of the competition.
Yes, sir. And and you brought up a great topic as well, yo, Charles. And the thing is, I've got friends, and the only reason I'm going to say what I'm going to say now is because I've got friends and have confirmed with me. I'm so glad that Blocks went the route as far as having a mobile and a desktop version of a mobile desktop version of the software. Because I'm okay, being in Telegram, talking to people, having a good time. I've used bots in Telegrams, and things like that. But some people are, it's just every time you mention Telegram, like, oh no, man, I don't really go in there too much. You know what I mean? Because of whatever reason the case may be. So that for me is extremely exciting. That they have a desktop version as well as a mobile version for that software. And then also too, oh yeah, hey, I just wanted to welcome Ryan. Ryan's also, he joins Yo Charles pretty much every single day on Yo Charles's lunchtime with friends space. How you doing,
Good. How
brother?
you guys doing? Thank you guys for having
Not
us.
bad,
Good,
man.
good, good. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Yo Charles has been a staple within this project and this community for a while now, as you know. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. So let's keep it rolling. Utility isn't sexy until it is. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah. Go
what I
ahead, Yo
wanted to
Charles.
mention in terms of Ryan, so I had to mention, so Ryan's been in the project since day one. Ryan's actually responsible for having built the community before I even joined, and Ryan was the person who brought me into the project. So, he's probably had an even bigger impact than I have in the project. And I know for a lot of people that have just joined in the last few months, they see me, creating those spaces and everything, but the what Ryan's contributed, to this project, can't be discounted. He's probably been, I would say, if not the most, one of the top two or three most impactful people that this project has had since day one. So I have to give him his flowers in terms of that, because I I do a lot of work, but Ryan, whatever I've done, Ryan's definitely done more. And you know, you have no idea unless you've been here since day one. So can't take that away from him. He's definitely almost single-handedly helped build the community to be what it is today. And he's been behind the scenes as an admin and mod, and recruiter, community builder since day one. And what he's done has been profound. There's case studies being done with what Ryan has done for this particular project, dating back to the XRP days.
Yeah, and Yo Charles, that is correct. I mean, Ryan, very, very nice guy, top guy, very well known in the space, and just an all around nice guy. I mean, the way I see blocks, it just reminds me of so much of Maine. That's why I wanted to get together, with Yo Charles and Ryan. I mean, there's so much unity in the community over there. I'd like to say, right? I mean, they rally together. They hold spaces. I mean, these guys hold numerous spaces, cover all time zone, all throughout the world. Um, no matter what time of the day, usually you're going to see one of these guys holding the space. As far as in just talking blocks. I mean, they talk other things, but at the end of the day, the subject matter is blocks surrounded, right? And I think, I'm for one think that that's extremely cool, nice idea, good to do. And just at the end of the day, these tokens, you could say what you want to say, but tokens like this and tokens like Maine, I believe that they're community driven, right? Like, I mean, you need the community to push behind the project. We can't go stale for a day in this space, because if you go stale for a day, then you're already behind the eight ball as far as I'm concerned, right? Because you need to keep it going. And when the momentum starts to build, you don't take your foot off the gas, bro. And these guys do not do that whatsoever. So the next thing I wanted to get into is, if you scroll down here in the space, you're going to see some of these amazing, amazing NFTs, right? That I really find, really, really cool. And before the launch, which was, when was the launch again, Charles? What day exactly
So,
was that?
geez, we had
It's like a week, 2 weeks or something.
yeah, roughly about 2 weeks back.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. I remember because it was around Pacific Standard Time. Of course, I'm Eastern Standard Time, so that was a little late for me. But I made sure I stayed up, got me a nice little bag, bought the dip, etc. We know how that goes. And so, as far as the blips are concerned, which is an NFT, as you can scroll, you see these little creatures around. I actually bought myself one too. I've got a green one, which I'm very proud of, and it's a nice little guy. So, so Charles, do you want to go over a little bit of what blips and of what blips are, and maybe by owning one, what kind of benefits do you get for that, etc.?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah, so the blips were it's part of the whole entire ecosystem. As I mentioned, it's our NFT collection, and they kind of have one of the words that people use, especially in Web3 and things like that, and in meme coins, is autistic. And autistic, if you say like we're very autistic, it's actually meant in such a good way. And because like we're all different and unique and have like these crazy abilities, and that's kind of like indicative of our community. So everybody has their own talents and that they bring forward, and everybody it's a big like united effort. And so the blips, which look a little autistic, are basically a limited collection of 1888, and they're categorized by rarity. So, and the rarity is in terms of color. There's 500 yellow, there's 474 blue. The greens are rare. You picked a good one, 373 green, and then there's 297 pink, 200 purple, 74 red, and then there's 15 unique one of one special JPEG blips as well. If you look at Perduki's PFP, that's a special JPEG, and those are the rarest collection of all. And basically, obviously, like with price appreciation, that's one great utility because being so rare and desirable, obviously the floor has been risen up. At one point, I believe it was like point four ETH or something like that. They minted out almost immediately, and community members are trying to accumulate them. Since we found out that their utility will be tied to the trading platform, So I mentioned that you can stake the tokens, which is in queue. After the AI is going to come the sniping and then come staking. When you stake your tokens on that BLOX AI platform, you can use the blips as a percentage booster, a rewards booster. So depending on how rare your blips are, if you have say a one of one, a red, a pink, a purple, a green, even a blue, then you're going to get a bigger boosting percentage. And then also by volume, if you hold two blips, you'll get double the rewards. If you hold five blips or 10 blips, and so there's some community members who are from the NFT side of things that see this as being probably one of the most undervalued pieces of this project, because as people are accumulating large bags of blocks, there's only 100 million blocks tokens, and currently in circulation, there's only about 80 million, roughly. So if you have, say, 800,000 blocks, you're holding 1% of the circulating supply, which is massive. And there are people who hold that many. So if you have blips to accompany them, you're talking about hundreds to potentially even, thousands of dollars, per day in interest, provided that we can, get some of the market share, from people that are trading and sniping and things like that. So, and we anticipate this being an industry breaker. So, if we capture, 3, 4, 5, even 10% of the market share, from people using swaps because it conducts faster, cheaper, things like that, safer, desktop availability. And that you're talking like hundreds of millions of dollars a day or tens of millions of dollars a day in trading, and at 1%, of a fee, that half of that being kicked back to the staking pool. If you hold blips to boost your staking percentage, those could bring a serious amount of passive income, to the people that are staking their tokens on the platform. And there's no doubt in my mind that these blips could get up to a 1, 2, 5 ETH4, and certain colors you might even see 10 ETH4. We have the red blips, which are the rarest color collection besides the special JPEGs. We've already seen 5 ETH minimums on the red blips, and they're almost impossible to get at this point. So yeah, we're super, super excited about the collection and the value that it's going to bring to the community and to the holders.
Yeah, man, that really is amazing, and then when I understood the concept, of what the blips were about and what and how owning one would put you at a cutting edge advantage as far as the blocks ecosystem is concerned, I immediately jumped over to OpenSea and went shopping, right, and was looking around and things like that to see which one that I wanted, and possibly I've gotten my eye on several others due to with the with actually owning one of those, it's beneficial to you as a holder of blocks, especially when it comes to staking and things like that. Me and Yo Charles, Ryan, and a couple of others over on Yo Charles's space have talked, so many different times in his spaces that he has on a daily basis about, owning the blocks token. Obviously is an extremely exciting thing. In the past, I've had some, issues with staking platforms and things like that, and I wasn't really excited so much about staking as far as that's concerned. But with blocks, it's a total different game changer. Especially when they have this AI sniping bot, basically dubbed by some as a freaking ETH printer, right? And if you understand, you understand. There's also been mentioned in documentation, as far as that's concerned, that these guys, with this same exact software that's going to be released to the public, what sub did they find that as sub 100 as far as Grok was concerned, Yo Charles?
What you mean on entry into which block on the
The
project?
toughest one, the rock one, the rock trade that they made. Well, yeah, I
Oh
think it
yeah, I
was on
mean,
the yeah. It's like
you're talking like entries. You're
yeah,
No,
talking
yeah,
as low as
the software actually
$2,000.
picked up, right? Didn't it? Wasn't it said something that
yes.
the software picked up one of these well-known tokens that's out and about nowadays?
Oh,
Rock was
Rock.
their biggest
Yep.
one. Yep.
Yeah, well, actually, Rock was not the biggest. So historically, if you go on the AI trading tab, which right now is currently being updated, ready, in release is imminent, but they did give us a teaser. On that trading tab, the AI tab, it shows top 10 calls of the day and top 10 historical calls, and it shows the market entry. So I would say 8 out of 10 was sub $10,000 market cap entry, using blocks premium. And, you know, the multiples, you know, the 10th, I think, was a 997 X. And then everything else was 1,000 X or above. And at the top, you were talking like a 3,700 X or something like that. So, on a $1,000 investment, and of course you have to time it and you have to be able to, carry it up and then sell and execute the sell and things like that. But if you timed it perfectly, a $1,000 investment would have landed $3.7 million on that one investment, and every single $1,000 investment would have minted a millionaire. So yeah, I mean, like the entries are ridiculous, and because of the early call algorithm, I would say that like the number and percentage that are performing like incredibly, is just like astounding. So it's definitely a game changer. There is no auto sell feature, so it's not just to set it and forget it. If you are trading manually using the AI or even automatically, I'm sorry, if you're trading manually or automatically, you're going to need to be able to monitor your positions and sell when you feel fit. But again, like the early call indicator is calling these projects sub 10K, and some of them are running absolutely ridiculous, as you know. I mean, everything's flying right now. So yeah, the potential there is that they've landed a 100x on almost a daily basis over the last 30 or 40 days since trading. So 100x, pretty much happening every day for these guys.
Yeah, that's extremely, that's just insane. Okay, I just wanted to take a reset really quick here. I put a post in the nest, and for those that are in the room that are interested in the main giveaway, the rules are this: so you must comment, retweet, repost, whatever you want to call it these days. Again, the post at the top here in the nest. And you must also be a member of our Telegram group. And later on, after the space, I will be giving out a nice, juicy tip there in the Telegram for the winner. We'll use a picker or something of that sort to see who the winner will be. And good luck with all of that. So basically, back to blocks. That's just huge, man. When you try to wrap your mind around the concept of that AI sniping software, um, you know, obviously, I'm sure there's many of us here in this room that have participated in launches, things like that. And time is of the essence, I guess you should say, right? Between you getting in like the very first, with using Uniswap and things like that. I mean, you've got like with this AI software bot, right? Like your entry. I mean, I was talking to I believe it was Mega Cab over in Joe Charles's space the other day, and he was saying that getting in that early, and then I started to think about it, man. Using a software such as this blocks, AI software, right? That you can get in and basically, 5, 10 times your investment before average joes even attempt to even get into said project, right? And what do I mean by that? So basically, we all know the routine here. A project comes out, they've got a launch date and time set. Okay, great. We're waiting for the contract address majority of the time in a telegram or post on X or whatever the case may be. And then we all rush on over to Uniswap, and we try to make our entry, right? But having something like this puts you at such an advantage, because being able to get in this early on some of these runners, right? I like to call them. It's just the difference between night and day, really. When you think about it, I mean, you're able to get in some of these big name projects at the very, very bottom, and just everybody that comes underneath you obviously just makes your bag grow bigger and bigger, right? And that's, at the end of the day, that's the object of the game, is to get in, make your educated decision, obviously, if you want to participate in that project, by doing your own research and going to Telegram, asking questions, etc. The blahs, right? And then you get in over on Uniswap and use the launch. But having something like this as a tool in your tool belt, I truly believe is just really essential. It just puts you so further ahead of the normal, everyday investor, to where that you're able to get in and you're able to make at the end of the day, right? Let's call a spade here. I love the community. I love the rallying together. I love meeting new people in real life and here, on crypto Twitter, things like that. But let's be honest with each other, right? We're here at the end of the day to make some money, to provide a better lifestyles for us, to provide a better lifestyle for our families. We all have hopes, we all have dreams, we all have goals that we want to accomplish. Now, by having something like this in your tool belt, like I said, I mean, sky's the limit at the end of the day, right? I mean, I'm a proud holder of the BLOX token, but at the same time, to me, it's like I'm more excited about the money that I can make on the software versus the token itself. Now that's something new for me, right? And that's probably the way of thinking that might be something new for a lot of people in this room as well, because the object of the game is right. It's like, come on, DBS, we want to get into these things and we want to watch the token rise, and then we want to take our profits, etc. But with this, it's just amazing because I'm more excited for once about the software that's coming out versus the just holding the token itself. So what you got, Yo Charles?
Yeah, I wanted to just make a couple points, and I also invited Megacab, who's been a day oneer. And I'd like he probably has something if he requests it up. But so there's actually that's a really good point you made, because I've never been in it for the tech. Like people say I'm in it for the tech. Like I'm not a technically savvy person. I was in it, for the money. I was in it for the community. Now, there's a couple things. Like there's a unique aspect of us kind of migrating from a meme coin to a utility driven project and more corporate style and and professional, because we bring the same community principles and that this like really tight knit community into a utility driven project, and that's a recipe for something profound. Number one. Also, the Git book, which is the basically the owner's manual of this tech, which is being updated on a regular basis as they continue to add more features, basically explain things in a way that I could understand. So the anti-mev, meving is like a big thing, and getting sandwiched and things like that. Anti-mev is something that's built in auto to the AI and Sniper. So for the people that are less technically, proficient, you can actually go ahead and get access to the same features that are just automatic, and you don't really have to understand how they work. There's also a bribery, built in to the router. So every single swap, every single snipe, and every single trade that's done on AI trading, there's a gas optimization, and you get the most possible value per unit of gas. There's a multi-hop feature where the way that this goes gets bounced around and things like that. And now there's also an aspect of this thing being it learns and adapts every day. And obviously it builds relationships with the block builders because there's a small unit of ETH that gets paid out to the block builders every time a transaction is put through. So basically, as this thing becomes, used more and more and more, you're definitely going to see that we get priority, in order. And because a lot of times block builders manipulate the order of transactions based upon how they can maximize their profits. And as this thing gets used more and more, and there's a built-in bribe on every single transaction, we're going to end up getting a higher and higher and higher priority from every single trade, snipe, swap, that's transacted on this platform. So I just wanted to mention that. And these are things that I've never even considered in the past because I'm not a tech guy. But after reading the Git book about 500 times and then actually using it on my own and talking to the team and discussing things with the community, people that are more from a tech background, those sorts of things. Like I said, there's an aspect of democratizing these advanced and sophisticated features to even the newcomer who just joined in crypto for the first time today. So that's something that to me was very profound. And
Huge,
yeah, if
huge,
it's okay,
Charles.
I would like to have Megacab. I know we're limited on time for the most part, but I could sit here and talk blocks for 24 hours straight, and I'd never run out of things to talk about. And to me, that's crazy because I've
You
never
know,
been like this in my life.
before Mega Cab, I just want to tell DPS, yeah. So the Rock entry was at $3,000. They got in at buy-in price, and that was the Rock is the number one trade, and it got in. It was a 3,000 and 700x at its all-time high from when they got in at a sub 3,000 buy-in price. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely freaking insane. Yeah, and before welcome Mega Cat, by the way. But Ryan or Yo Charles, if you would like to throw that Git book up, bro, into the nest,
Gotcha.
because what I need you guys to do, if you're interested in learning more about blocks, like Yo Charles said, that is the handbook, well written. And if you want to be ahead of the game with that, I suggest you read it and then read it again, just like I did. Mega Cab, welcome to the Lions Den, brother. What you got, man?
Good morning. Thanks for bringing me up. I just wanted to touch on the security aspect. I know Charles and Ryan hit on it, but it's always good to be reinforced. With some of these, other bots and stuff out there that through Telegram, there are known vulnerabilities. But one of the unique things that the team did is, when you generate these wallets, you're given a key, and it's connected through your MetaMask or your Trust wallet. The team does not know your key. They don't have access to that. So when you generate these wallets and initiate those trades, like they say, your crypto, your keys. So it adds another layer of security and gives you another layer of protection, because the crypto that's in those generated wallets always remain in your possession. That no one else has access. And I think it's important to highlight, because, and again, today with security being so critical, they've created this platform that actually protects the users. Because as we know, recently there's been some hacks in some of the other programs, and this I think is very important. And we need to emphasize it more, especially for the new folks. And one of the things I'm most excited about is this is going to appeal to the normies, the newbies. I'm new to. I mean, I've been in crypto a couple of years, but I've never had any type of access. The whole platform itself gives the average guy a shot. It gives us an opportunity that we didn't normally have. But again, I just want to emphasize the security that when you create, when you connect through your MetaMask or Trust wallet, you generate these wallets. Those wallets, are protected, because it's you've got the private key. Nobody else has access, and that's just I can't emphasize that enough. So I just wanted to make
Huge,
that
Mega
point
Cab.
known.
Huge.
Yeah, yeah, bro. And another thing too, yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck with everybody in the room right now, right? And one of the main reasons that kind of like shied me away from some of these Telegram bots is there's so many damn buttons and so many like things that you can do. And then for your normies, right, and your average person, so to speak, it's almost like overwhelming with some of these things. But
Impossible.
yeah, exactly, bro. It's like you give up before you even want to get started when you see all of these things. So, but when you have like example the block software. Now, obviously, the Snipebot's on its way out, but we have had the privy to being able to use the swap, and there's minimum buttons there. It's almost foolproof, and like your Charles and Ryan have said, this was done for a certain reason, because what they want to do is mass adopt at the end of the day, right? That is the key. In order for crypto to continue to grow, we're going to have to bring in, your Forex guys, your day trader guys, guys like that never once, they might have crypto underneath a stack of papers, on their desk somewhere. They're back on, they're on in the forth, they're back and forth with the idea. They might have went over to somewhere and bought a little bit of Bitcoin because they're seeing it all over their news feeds, etc., right? But what these guys have done at Blocks is they've dumbed it down, so to speak, right? So your average person can get in, like Megacab has just said, your average person can get in and play. And not only play, but get in, play, and freaking win, bro. For once, we've got something to where that you don't have to have a freaking PhD almost, so to speak, to be able to use and to be able to win with it. And that is key. Like, we've bought different things, we've downloaded different things, we've tried different things. And some of them, like I said, they're just so overwhelming. Like you don't even want to attempt to connect your wallet to something like this, because you've already heard the horror stories about connecting your wallet to certain things. So you're like, I'd really love to do this to get the good old upper hand. But at the end of the day, I'm still kind of like on the fence about it, because I just don't know it very well. And again, shout out to Blocks for coming out with something to where that, it gives the, like Megacab says, it gives the average person the upper hand advantage in order to go in, get some alpha on some of these projects, right? And then get in there and freaking win, baby. And because that's at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, man. Like I said, we're here to win. We're here to make money. We want to achieve our goals, help our families out, help our friends out, etc. One thing I wanted to ask too, Megacab, I think it was you that was in Yo Charles's space. Did you want to go? Was it you the one that tested? I like to refer to as the double barrel wallet system. Was that you that loaded both wallets and then executed a trade under both wallets at the same time?
Yeah, I just wanted to test that feature. So when you connect to the blocks and generate the wallets, it gives you two wallets. When you get the premium version, you can get up to five wallets. So I basically loaded ETH in both wallets. And then there's an option to select. So I bought blocks, and then I picked both wallets, and then I just hit swap, and within click of one button, it bought in both wallets. It did two trades back to back. I mean, they're just a nanosecond apart. And so again, when you're trying to get entry, that gives you it's a huge advantage, and it just keeps it simple. Initially, when I did it, it didn't go through because I didn't have enough ETH. So I lowered the amount that I wanted to purchase. You got to make sure you got plenty of ETH in there. But yeah, it did two transactions at the same time, one click of a button. Let's just say you have the premium version and now you've got five wallets. So with one click, it's gonna make five purchases at one time. So that's amazing. That's phenomenal, and it works great.
So
Yeah,
that to me is freaking absolutely insane, right? So for those that might not understand exactly what Megacab is talking about, let me give you a quick scenario, right? So we just got some alpha from the boys over in the Telegram saying that such and such is launching later on today, right? And it seems to be legit. We've done our researches. We the developer's been active in the community. Everything's feeling good. You're feeling great about this and planning your entry, right? What Megacab was basically describing now for the free version of the software, and we'll get into more of the price points and things like that with Yo Charles here in a second. But Megacab was basically describing, right? So, like I said, you found you a nice project. You want to get yourself, get your entry in. Now, with the free version, you have two wallets. So now imagine if you've got enough ETH loaded in there, right, that you can make two purchases of said project almost simultaneously, like Megacrab described. So now you've got two bags sitting there for said project. One could possibly a moon. One could possibly be a moon. Like I said, one will actually be a profit bag. Whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, this is your world, and you decide to do whatever it is the case that you might do, which is best for you, right? So to me, that is freaking huge, man. Being able to not make one entry like we're all, like I said before, numerous times, we're all used, to using the Uniswap, getting in on launch and things like that. And it's just credible the features that they've come up with. It's like they've sat around a round table and just came out with, they've taken all of the other bots, because you can almost guarantee that they've tested each and every one that's out on the market right now. They threw them all in a box, and then they were basically saying, okay, like what can we take from this and this, and we can make it better for the average consumer to be able to get on board and then be able to use this thing with no problems whatsoever. Basically, the way that they've got it set up, my 75-year-old grandmother could hop on a desktop and get busy with it, right? So for me, that is just that is extremely just well thought out, well planned, and and like I said, they're working on things. You can go to the website and refresh, and you'll notice things like right on the spot during the day, that things, oh, well, this was over here a little while ago. Oh, they're working on this now. Okay, I see. And they're taking little things out, improving things here. So, like I've said in these types of spaces many a times, I'm always going to give flowers, and I'm always going to stick up for the guys that show up and show out every single day, bro. And at the end of the day, it's been a hellish a bear market, right? And it's been shit. You've got people that have been at each other's throats. You've got all this drama types of things. You got your all types of crap, right? But it's so refreshing, to see these guys to come in and put in effort, as far as building this type of software is concerned, and then to keep it, in the minds of, keep in the back of their minds that they want the average consumer to use this product. And Yo Charles has said, I'm far from a techie guy myself, right? And as far as a lot of other, projects concerned, the utility was never on, the front burner, I guess we should say. It was more of a thing. Oh yeah, that's cool, but am I ever going to use it? Nah, I don't know, right? But and that's always another reason why I deep dived into Maine as well, is because the utility of Maine is basically what we're doing right here, right now, right? We are connecting with projects, such amazing projects such as Blocks, and we're bringing communities together. And that's one of the main reasons that I'm extremely bullish, on the main project as well. Now, you Charles, let's get into real quick. What are the price points? I know there's a free version and there's some price points. Maybe they're still ironing that out, so nothing's really set in stone. But maybe if you have a little bit of information on that.
Yeah. So yeah, like MegaCap said, there's a dual wallet system, which is completely free, and it will always be free. So it'll be available to everybody, free of charge to work on the platform indefinitely. And that's the plan. There's also a premium version, which gives you additional features, advanced speed, and it also gives you 5 wallets instead of 2. So being able to enter at launch with 5 positions, is pretty profound. The premium version is point 0.3 ETH per week, which could be made in the first trade if we're being realistic. There's also a 1 month version for 1 ETH, and there's a 3 month version for 2.5 ETH. So you get the best value, of course, committing to the longest, but you can go week by week for only point 0.3 ETH. And being a high frequency trading platform like it is, of course, and with bundled transactions and things like that, the fees should essentially what we have been suggesting to our community members who aren't advanced traders is to start with the free version, you know, test it out, use the AI trading responsibly, bounce off the community members to learn and to perfect it. And then once you see the profitability, exceed that point 0.3 per week, then take the next step and just like take it to the next level. And, so again, point 0.3 per week, 1 ETH per month, or 2.5 ETH for a 3 month version. And, for some of our traders in our community, they could probably apply for that, 3 month premium version and probably make that back within the first day, depending on how much ETH they're deploying on this platform. So that's kind of that, and I just wanted to emphasize that there'll always be a free version available to everybody, so that you could test it out. And who knows, maybe some people would just like to continue with free forever, and that's okay. But for advanced trading, and if you're using it in high volume, premium will definitely give you an advantage with lots of different trading features, P&L sheets, all kinds of different things.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I also want to give a shout out, to Pack and Potter, those guys, and saying that thank you to them, for considering, people that might be in a position right now that would love to play but can't afford to play, right? So I think, I need to give them a shout out for that as well, for considering that. So yeah, like I said, like you said, Yo Charles, just repeating you basically. I mean, what you want to do, obviously, with anything, you don't want to rush into anything. Get in, get familiar with it. I say step one is to read. If you are interested in something like this, step one, first and foremost, the Git book that is posted in the nest. You want to start there. Read, read, read. Familiarize yourself with what it's about, what the software is about, what's going on, with it, and things like that. So, with that being said, and again, I think this has been a wonderful, wonderful get together, wonderful AMA, with Yo Charles and Ryan and the Blocks community. Just so much knowledge. I'm like I said, at the beginning of the space, I haven't been bullish on another project since Maine back in September. The way that I am about Blocks, and I will preach Blocks until kingdom come. Basically, at the end of the day, I'm stoked about it. I'm excited. for the features and the things that are coming out with the softwares. I can only see this going to just top out at just crazy numbers. And that's just talking the token itself. These guys have set everything correctly. You're going to see these guys on top tier exchanges. There's no freaking question about that. So at the end of the day, I'm extremely excited to see the future of the BLOX software and what it can. And I can't wait to get into that freaking to the freaking AI snipe bot, man. And just I'm like me and Yo Charles and Ryan and Megacab have talked. When they do finally release this thing, and like I said, I'm in no rush, man. Take their time. I'd rather them take their time and get it right. As far as like Megacab has said, previously, security is always number one when it comes to crypto, right? So therefore, we wanted to make it safe. We want it to be secure, and then we want to get in there and freaking win, baby. Like I said, this thing has been dubbed all over X as the freaking ETH printer, and I'm willing and cannot wait to get into there and deep dive, lock myself in the office, familiarize myself completely to the gill with how to use the software, do some tests, some test snipes with it, so to speak. Maybe find me a random, live pair on freaking on Dex Tools or something. Throw in the contract address and let it get busy, right? So, with that being said, we're at the top of the hour here. I'm going to get some closing statements from Yo Charles, Ryan, and Megacab, and then we'll end it for today. Yo, Charles, what you got for us, brother?
No, I just have to say, that we really appreciate the Lions Den and the main community. Ryan and I and the whole entire community have been super big on, cross community spaces and events. We invite you guys to join our spaces, to come up, answer questions, and talk about anything that there is to talk about for us to be able to help you, to be able to increase your profitability. We wish, Maine and the Lions Den, the premium success coming up in the bull run. And, Ryan and I have talked about it in the background. We would love to talk about, getting in, investing, and learning more. And we couldn't have, say we appreciate you guys any more than we do. So thanks again. And, certainly feel free to hit me up. My DMs are always open to everybody. And again, we appreciate you. Keep investing, and good luck to everybody, because we're in this thing together. Let's go.
Nice one, Yo Charles. Thank you so much. Ryan, what you got for us, brother?
That's it's blocks is special because it allows you to not only collab with projects, but it honestly it's made for like trading and actually getting into other projects. Like that's what it's designed for. That's what it was supposed to necessarily be promoting, that it's supposed to be for traders. It's supposed to be for going into other coins and doing trades like that. So that's why I really fell in love with it. And I want to thank you guys for having us, and Yo Charles and the BLOX family and the Blips. DBS has been I mean, ever since I seen you in the first space, you've been in every one. And I mean, you sound more excited than than we are. And I mean, I say that in a very nice way. But yeah, thank you again, and I'm excited for the future. I think we'll probably do this again down the line when we're all printing some ETH, and maybe we can help out some people a little bit more.
Yeah, man. Got nothing but love over here for you guys. And again, that's why when I went into Yo Charles and Ryan's space, I felt as if they would be a perfect fit for the main community. And I just really, really wanted to get these guys on and just let them give more information about blocks and what it has to offer and things like that. Megacab, you want to finish this off before we shut it down, bro?
Hey, just wanted to say thanks for the invite. Again, I'm glad to be part of the community. I'm glad you welcomed us into your space. Gives us opportunity to learn a little bit more about what you guys are doing, because that's what it's going to take. Collaboration. Lady Trader is an advisor for BLOX. She's very smart, educated, got a ton of experience, and something that I want to touch on the other day in the other space. she said that she was talking with Pat Potter, and that there was more utility coming. She goes, I can't say what it is, but she was blown away. So think about that. So what we have right now is just mind-boggling, right? We this platform, what we know is going to be a game changer. And then to put the icing on the cake that there's more coming. So it just goes to show you that Pack and Potter, these guys are thinking a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, right? They're going to continue developing and making this even better. So I'm very excited. And when Lady Trader says, well, I can't say, I'm thinking, oh, great. Now I'm going to be up for a week straight wondering what that is and chewing on that. So, again, thanks for the invite. Excited to be here and excited about what's coming down the road.
100%, brother. And thank you. Thank you as always. I believe this has been a great informative space with Maine and Blocks. And again, I just shout out to my guys, Joe, Charles, Ryan, and Mega Cab. It was a pleasure. And like, Ryan said, we'll definitely get you guys back in, when we get some more development into the project and talk a little bit more, maybe share some good stories about some money that we've made all together and things like that. Get some bragging rights between the group of us or whatever. But like I said, yeah, been a great space, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And with that said, like I always say, you guys could have been anywhere in the world today, but you chose to show up here and hang out with us. And we appreciate and love each and every one of you. And we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day.